What's up everybody and welcome to another easy math video. Today's video marks our next installment in our location and movement geometry series, and specifically we are going to be looking at how to perform geometric translations. Now before we get into that, I should say if you haven't watched our video on how to plot points on a coordinate plane, I highly suggest going back to look at that because you're going to have to know some basics about the coordinate plane. You're gonna have to understand how plotting points and how to read coordinates and what the x and the y axis are. So that video, it's a short video. You can find that video on our page in our location and movement playlist. And once again, yeah, if you don't understand what that is, please, I do suggest going back to take a look. Now, if you do understand what that stuff is, please stick with us. We're going to look at how to perform geometric translations. Let's get into it. Now, what is a translation? So, some of you may actually understand what a translation is, but you may have, when you were taught it, it may have been referred to as a slide. So that's another way it is referred to. Basically, a translation is when a point or shape on the coordinate plane are moved to different coordinates on the plane. Okay? For example, the black L, which you see here on your screen. Okay, obviously we don't have a coordinate plane in the background to actually measure how many spaces exactly it is being moved, but we're going to do some guess. We're going to estimate. Okay, so I've given you a rough estimate here. So here's our example. We have the black L here, and you can see that it's been moved to the right and up, and the blue L is the translated version of the black L, if that makes sense. Okay, so what we can say is that the black L was moved positive 2 spaces on the x-axis, because we're just estimating once again, because it's moved to the right, and I just estimated that that would be about 2 jumps on our plane to the right, and then it also moved up on the y-axis, and I just estimated that it was about 3 jumps upwards on the y-axis. So, so basically, when you are being asked to translate a shape or one specific point, you will be given coordinates, directions on how much to move that shape. So here we had 2 and 3, and what that would mean is you're going to move, each point that makes up the shape 2 spaces to the right because it's positive on the x, and then 3 spaces up because it's positive on the y. Okay. So let's translate the following triangle, and there's steps here which I'm going to go through with you in a second. So we're given some points. They want us to translate a triangle ABC. They want us to move it -3 and 2. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is plot the original shape, and here are the coordinates for the original shape. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Point A is its coordinates are 4 and 3. Okay, so we start at the 0. Okay, I move 4 on the x, 3 on the y. Boom. There's point A, which I'm going to label here. Okay, next we plot point B. Okay, start once again at the origin. It's -4 on the x and +1 on the y. Boom. There is our second point. That's point B. Okay. Then our last point, which make up our triangle, is going to be 0 on the x. I start at the origin. I have a 0, which means I don't go anywhere for the x coordinate, and then I have -4 on the y. and boom. Here is where I end up. Okay. There it is. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect my lines here, or my points rather. Okay. So we make up our triangle. Okay. Whoops. Did it again. My fingers are slipping here, guys. Okay. Don't mind my triangle. It's not the greatest. But it'll do. Okay. Oh, I forgot to label point C, so I'm going to do that now. Okay. Now I'm going to translate the triangle -3 and 2. So let's start with point A. They want us to move it through -3 on the x. So what that means is I'm going to move it 3 to the left. Okay, so I'm going to go 1 jump, 2 jumps, 3 jumps, and I end up, whoops, should not have marked that there. That's a highlighter. Let me erase everything here, guys. All right, perfect. Sorry about that. Let's do this one more time. Okay, so we're going to start. We're moving -3. Remember, you're not counting from the origin anymore. You are counting from where your point is. So that just means I'm going to move 3 spots to the left. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 on the x. And now they want me to go +2 on the y. So I'm going to go 1, 2 up. And here is my translated point A. Now, when you make a transformation of a point, so whether it's a translation, a reflection, a rotation, or a resizing, okay, because these are the transformations that I'm going to be showing you guys how to do. So in this case, when we've made our translated point, what you're going to want to do is mark it with a little sort of a little tick, a little tally, or you can think of it like a little 1 there. Okay, and what we call that is prime. So this is A, the original, and this one is our duplicate, and we call it A prime. Okay, next, what I'm going to do, the same thing for point B. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it 3 to the left because it's -3 on the x. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm right here on the edge, guys. And then 2 up because it's positive on the y. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, and that's our point right here. Okay, let me mark that a little bit better for you guys. Okay, and that is going to be our new B point. And once again, guys, we label it B prime. So you put that little tick there. Okay, there's B prime. Now lastly, I'm going to do C. Okay, so once again, we have to move it 3 to the left. 1, 2, 3 to the left, and then 1, 2 up. There's our new point. I gotta mark it. Oh, I did it again. Okay, mark it. It's not easy to use a computer to draw. Okay, let me just mark that back. Let's do it one more time just for good practice, guys. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 jumps to the left. 1, 2 jumps up. Mark the spot. Okay, and that one is going to be C prime. Now let's connect our lines. Okay. This is going to be our translated triangle Okay. Um, and there it is. Okay. You can see that it's been sort of, we've slid it up and to the left a little bit, which makes sense because we moved negative on the x, which means to the left, and positive on the y, which means we moved it a little up. All right, guys, I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Please, if you like our videos, like, subscribe, um, give us feedback. Okay, if you have any questions, once again, leave them in the comments. But go out and give it a try. I think hopefully now you walk away with a better understanding on how to perform a geometric translation. All right, guys, give it a try. Thanks.